Americans are furious at the cost of living under Trump. But look, before we get into the video, we got to do the housekeeping.
Hype me up. Hype me up. Hype me up.
Yeah, man, let's get into this video.
If you've never been poor, shut the fuck up!
I swear, bro.
With telling poor people what they need to do about literally anything. The advice sometimes of, oh, you should have just gone to the dentist. How about I couldn't afford it? Oh, you didn't have dental insurance? I couldn't afford it. Just buy a new one. Just buy this and it will solve your problems. I can't even afford to buy food right now. If you have never had to consider where you're getting your next meal from,
I know that's
or
right.
consider using literal book pages to wipe your own ass because you can't afford toilet paper, I personally don't want to hear about your thoughts on what poor people should do.
Say, dog, one time, bro, I was like 20, maybe 21 at the time. Down on my last couple of dollars, bro. I'll go to this little spot, get me a little sandwich or whatever, and I got a drink and some fries. But the drink is in the cooler, and the people at the register don't hand you your drink. You got to go and grab it yourself. So cool. I done spent my last little $5 or whatever, and that's how cheap the shit was at the time. I can get a shrimp sandwich, fries, and a drink for like $5, whatever. Take my shrimp sandwich and my fries to my car, get in my car, and realize I didn't grab my drink. So I left my car running and everything like that. Went and grabbed my drink, got back, drove all the way home, didn't have no food in my car. Dog. Somebody went in my car, took my food, bro. I cried that day, son. I was hungry as hell. I'm talking about I ain't had no food, son. If you ain't never been that poor, bro, look, don't tell me nothing, bro. Straight up. Nigga stole my food, bro. I was down to my last couple dollars, bro.
So how are we affording life right now? I'm just genuinely curious. Gas is almost $4 a gallon, which it was like that. I think when I was like in 4th grade, I remember it being high like that again. But like, I make decent money. My husband makes decent money. We don't have a lot of bills. We have 0 credit card debt. Like,
well, y'all doing good.
But it's still a struggle. Like what I want to know is how are y'all surviving on one income? And before y'all come for me, I don't get my nails done. I have no Botox. I have no filler. Never got my lips done. Get my nails done maybe once every year. And that's saying something. So I don't do the extras. Yeah, I go get an iced coffee every once in a while. But I don't do all the others. So any ideas, just let me know.
Look like y'all doing pretty good at not compounding the debt and all that kind of stuff, because most people I know, they got a lot of credit card debt. If they taking vacations right now, bro, you can bet your bottom dollar that it's going on a credit card, most likely. And I refuse to believe that it isn't, because the same people will be on the internet complaining about the cost of living and how paycheck to paycheck this, paycheck to paycheck that. But now you're in Cancun. Now, granted, it is possible that they've been budgeting, saving for the last 3-4 years so that they can take this Cancun trip. But I know people, and I know human psychology. I know people's financial habits and things of that nature. You put it on a credit card, most likely, bro. And you're going to be paying for that Cancun vacation for the next couple of years, dog, with high interest rates. Crazy work.
What sucks the most about being Gen Z is the fact that we literally grew up and witnessed the financial shift happen in real time.
Oh my God.
I remember when 50K used to be that mama I made it salary. People that made 50K used to be able to have luxury vehicles. They used to be able to have vacation homes, take all of these trips out the country. Like, I saw and witnessed that in real time. And the moment we step into adulthood, 50K becomes the new $15 an hour. And it's even crazier thinking about how people that make $50,000 a year are needing roommates. People that make 50K need roommates. That is insane. Like, seeing a job paying 50K used to be exciting.
Thanks.
It used to be like, oh my gosh, $50,000. Now it's like every damn job is handing out 50K because it don't mean shit anymore.
Don't mean
it
nothing.
means absolutely nothing. And I'm not trying to just sit up here and complain, but it just sucks because we make far much more money than our parents and our grandparents did in their days. Yet it doesn't feel like it. And thankfully, I'm in a position to where I do make a decent amount of money, but I really feel for those who are not in the position that I'm in, and it just sucks.
Yo, real talk. I make good money, y'all, but it don't be feeling like I make it. Don't go as far as I would like it to go, because at this point in time in my life, people who I love and they're near and dear to my heart, I mean, like important people in my family, like people, if they didn't exist, I wouldn't exist. You get where I'm going with this? I'm having to help them take care of bills because they're not making the money that they was making 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 4 years ago. And I just can't leave them high and dry because they didn't leave me high and dry when I was going through my season. This shit sucks because they getting laid off, they getting fired because of policies enacted by people that they didn't vote for. It's crazy. But $50K, y'all, is $26 an hour. I remember watching shows like Everybody Hates Chris. Chris's mom bragging, my man got 2 jobs, such and such. My man make $20 an hour. That was balling back then, dog. If I made $50,000 when I first got out of college, dog, I would have been a homeowner by 23, 24 years old. I would have had cars. I would have had all kind of stuff. I was not making $50,000 in 2020. When I graduated 2012, I was not making no 50K back then. I wish I was, but I wasn't. Shit is crazy.
You want to know what ruffles my feathers is groceries are so dang expensive. I have a family of 4 and I probably spend at least $200 a week on groceries alone. What is happening? And by the end of the week, we're ready to go back to the store because our fridge is about empty and my kids are fruit fiends. So yeah, I just bought bulk of strawberries at Aldi because they're 99 cents today. I practically have to take out a dang loan every month just to go grocery shopping. It's absolutely insane. You want to know what ruffles my feathers?
Yeah, man, the grocery bill is crazy. I went to, I like steak, right? And still, steak shouldn't be as high as it is, right? It's a damn cow. You can get 1 million steaks off one damn cow, bro. Real talk. And a 2-pack of ribeyes, not even Angus, not even like special shit. They charging you like $25 for that now. I remember that was the cheap steak, man. You can get that for like a pack of that $10. And the Angus was like $20, $25 for 2 ribeyes about that damn thick. Now, my nigga, man, bro, groceries are high, nigga. Fruits. If you want 1 lemon, that shit like 50 cents. Back in the day, you can get a whole bag of lemon for like $1.
This is what the cost of living crisis looks like. My 2026 life is exactly the same as my 2025 life, except that it costs $400 more per month. And that's because my health insurance went up by $200 a month. My home insurance went up by $30 a month. Gas has gone up almost $1 per gallon in the last 3 weeks alone. Groceries are more expensive. Electricity is more expensive. And none of these increases are my fault, and they're not your fault either. None of this is because I'm bad with money or I'm spending too much on avocado toast. I'm doing all the things I'm supposed to be doing. I'm cooking at home. I am doing low-cost hobbies like hiking and biking. But when costs go up and random stuff happens, like a leak in my
roof. Y'all saw that, huh? That mean that AC probably leaking. The drip pan is overflowing. The kill switch I'm getting into the HVAC guys know what I'm talking about.
That means I have to pay more. This is unsustainable for the vast majority of Americans. And while I absolutely believe that an individual has the power to change their life, I also think we need to be realistic about how systemic this cost of living crisis is. In order for things to change, we need top-down change.
That's her way of saying we got to get Trump bitch ass out the office immediately. You understand what I'm talking about?
I know that I can't really expect cheap groceries at this store.
Hell no. What is that?
Do you want to see what $108 worth of groceries?
Coincidentally enough, when I was talking about that steak, that's almost exactly what I paid to get the shit I wanted to make for my steak dinner, right? Crazy work right there.
Looks like here at the end of March in 2026 in California from Safeway, $108.73. Here you go. I'm going to show you. That's it. That's everything. That's $108 worth of groceries. 1 bag, 1 jug of milk, $108. And again, I know that Safeway is not exactly discount groceries. I mean, I don't love giving Amazon money, but at the same time, at least the prices at Amazon Fresh were really, really good compared to this. Of course, Amazon Fresh is closed now, and in our town, we're waiting for Whole Foods to open up probably sometime this summer. Until then, I'd have to go quite a ways across town to a grocery store that's more discounted. My purchase there included, I'm not thrilled to say, 2 TV dinners. Those TV dinners, if they weren't on sale, were going to be $8 a piece. $8 a piece for
processed
TV dinner.
food.
Package of chicken thighs, I think 1.28 pounds, was like $14.
And look, the crazy part about that is, I bet you didn't put that chicken on the scale. I bet you ain't weigh it. It say 1.28 pounds on the package, but it's probably 0.95, 0.89, something crazy like that, dog. Weigh your food, bro. They messing over us, dog. I did a video and I was talking about that before. This man contemplating life right now.
7-ounce salmon fillets were $8.99 a piece.
Boy, that's cold.
A small box of cereal was $5.99.
And it's only gonna get worse.
It's time to start buying beans and rice in bulk.
Say, bro, it's only gonna get worse. Y'all president blockading the Strait of Hormuz right now, blocking anybody trying to get through that thing. It's toe up right now, dog. It is toe up.
Every year I put together my number, which is what I need to make every month just to exist. And this year, it's high. Okay, so let me get this straight. Per month, $2,152 for housing by itself. This includes the mortgage, taxes, flood insurance, which doesn't do anything, as I learned firsthand, and home insurance. So that's over $2,000 a month just to own a house. Off to a great start. Now let's go to the bills. Utilities. This includes water, sewage, and garbage. This is $260 a month on average.
Wow.
I tried saving water. It doesn't make a difference. The bill just keeps going up every month, so I've completely given up. Energy bill. This goes up and down throughout the year, but the average is about $200 a month. Health insurance. This is way different for everybody, but for me this year, I'm paying $363 a month. This, of course, is for the lowest possible plan that I can have.
Louise,
After all this, I have internet, which is $85 a month. That's up 100% since 5 years ago. I pay someone to cut the lawn $75 a month, which is actually a great deal. This puts my grand total of just existing every month at $3,387. And mind you, this is before food. This is before clothes. This is before going to a gym. This is literally just breathing and existing. That's $40,644 a year. And on top of all that, I can't just make $40,000 and pay it off. I have to make an extra 30% because I have to pay taxes. So that means to pay taxes and all of my bills, no groceries or nothing, I have to make $4,400 a month. This is $52,000 a year to exist. That just doesn't, I can't do that. Does anyone else feel like that is just completely unattainable? So I'm just...
Bro, back in the day, people made $50K and raised families of fucking 5. Like, I'm talking about hella kids, bro. Real talk. Man, if the dad made 50 and the mama had a side job, like she worked part-time and made 25. Boy, what? You were living in the white people neighborhood, bro. I'm talking about black folks. When you went by your cousins who people did well for themselves, man, he probably was making like, they probably was bringing home $75,000 a year in the early 90s, dog. Mid 90s, balling. Now you're struggling if you make that. Crazy.
Let's talk about affordable housing and a Donald Trump economy. Donald Trump ran on the premise of making housing more affordable, just like daycare. He said that they would take care of daycare. He's went back on that and said it's the state's job. They can't do it. But we can also send billions of dollars overseas, but we can't take care of the American people.
Bullshit.
Side conversation. However, he said that housing was going to be affordable in America. Housing is up 22% now. That is the latest report. Rent is up 22%. Mortgage rates are soaring. Interest rates are soaring. Nothing is cheap in this world with him in there. It was pretty cheap under Biden, but everybody wants to blame Biden, or Donald Trump wants to blame him at least. But really, this is sleepy Donald Trump is what this is, because everything in America right now costs more under Donald Trump. I have never seen that under a Republican before. I've got nothing against the Republicans. This ain't anything to do with the Republican Party. This is everything to do with Donald Trump. But at the end of the day, what it boils down to is when you have a personal agenda like Donald Trump does, you don't care about the American people. Or housing wouldn't be outrageous, fuel wouldn't be outrageous, groceries wouldn't be outrageous. Can't even go to Disney. It costs too damn much. So at the end of the day, this is a Trump problem, not a Republican problem.
Hey, man, you know what's crazy, though, dog? I think Donald Trump is a sociopath. He's very narcissistic, but everything is him, and he has no empathy for anyone, and he doesn't have the ability to see through the lens of other people. at all. If a citizen told him that they're struggling to get gas at the pump, he'd be like, well, gas is a lot cheaper actually than it was in 2022 when Biden's administration had it at $5.22 per gallon. But we're not talking about that then, sir. And we know why the gas was so high then, because of the Ukraine versus Russia war. We know that. But right now, we know the gas is high because of your duck ass, because your orange, tangerine, nectarine, cutie looking ass. Cutie is the little small. I'm not calling that man cute. Yeah, man, it's some bullshit right here. Let me see something, dog. Let's go to ChatGPT, right? Let's go to ChatGPT. How many bankruptcies has Donald Trump had? Okay, so it said he has 0 personal bankruptcies, obviously, right? But most commonly cited, 6 bankruptcies involving companies he owned or controlled. Some sources simplify it to 4 major bankruptcies. Cool, so we'll do that. All right. Y'all probably wondering, where am I going with this? I don't want to get a biased answer from ChatGPT, so I'm going to take that information and I'm going to do a thought experiment. I have a buddy who has a great business idea. I need you to help me make a decision whether or not I should invest $100K into his business. For a little backstory, he has been in business before. Every business that he was in went bankrupt. Should I go into business with this guy? It's going to give me something. Short answer. You should not invest $100K in this business unless you're okay with losing. So y'all wonder why I did that, right? If Perplexity says I shouldn't go into business with someone who had multiple bankrupted businesses, wouldn't you think it would say you shouldn't vote for a man who had that many bankruptcies to become the president? Like, that's common sense, right? I hope I'm not tripping, bro.
So how expensive will your gas get under this new Trump blockade of the Strait of Hormuz? $5.50 a gallon to $8 even a gallon at the high end is possible. Let me explain how I get there. All right, so what this blockade does is it cuts off even Iranian oil into the world supply. Now, that is an overall reduction, which means prices go up.
Because it's a global
economy. Every $10 increase in a barrel of crude oil equals a 30-cent increase per gallon in the United States. Wow. Now, right now, we're at about $4.13 per gallon for 87 octane mid-grade, according to AAA. And that is the largest increase month to month that we've ever had. Not the highest gasoline price ever, but the largest increase month to month in what a gallon of gas costs here in the U.S. So what this blockade does is it actually cuts off more oil from entering the world supply. No Iranian oil is going to be getting out now, but also no other oil from Saudi Arabia or Kuwait that's not going to get out either. So when you put that together, plus you add together the fact that it looks like the Houthis are about to close the Bab el-Mandeb Strait, which is another 5% of the world's oil getting cut off. And it means that that pipeline that the Saudis are running across the country to avoid the Persian Gulf and the Strait of Hormuz is also going to be cut off. You're seeing 2 pretty big oil shocks, reductions, that is, right on top of each other. And that's how you're going to get to that point. We'll see how long it lasts. I don't think this blockade is going to work, and we basically screwed ourselves with the way we got up to this point. Time will tell.
Don't say no weed. Say Trump. Trump did that shit. I ain't had nothing to do with it. You didn't have nothing to do with it. Nobody watching me had anything to do with it. That was Trump ugly.
This is Donald Trump's America. Everyone needs to see this video. A mother of 2 is begging for help as she cannot afford to feed her children and pay her mortgage off anymore. It's truly heartbreaking and shows the reality that millions of Americans are living in right now. As soon as the money hits their account, it's instantly gone.
We are a family of 4. We have 2 kids. How are y'all surviving? Because I'm not. I got paid today and it's gone. Goes toward the mortgage, cell phone bill, gas and electric, garbage, everything gone.
The worst part is she works 40 hours a week, her husband works 50 hours a week, and they still can't even afford basic necessities. She says each month they have to decide between a grocery trip or paying the mortgage because they can't do both. Here's a powerful quote from her saying, "The people that don't have kids are barely surviving. I am not surviving. Your money is gone. There's nothing you can do. You just have to ride on this floating rock and spend." This right here is a very important part of what she said. Unless you're a rich elite, you're effed, and she's absolutely right. She then goes on to say that everybody needs to unite because it's very important we all speak out against this corruption. And I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but it's only going to get worse under Donald Trump's leadership. Everything that he does is focused around helping the elites and hurting the rest of us. That is his entire playbook. Here's a very simple analogy. Donald Trump is a billionaire, an elitist. Imagine he's on the red team. And imagine the blue team is the rest of America, the 99%, the working class. Why would anybody that's on the red team help the blue team out in any capacity? Obviously, he's going to help out himself and his team at the expense of us. This is Donald Trump's America. Everyone needs to see this video. A mother of two is
Yeah, bro. It's just going to get worse. Because Trump is going to figure out how to make it worse. Some kind of way, when you think it can't get bad or any worse, he is so good at doing that. Like, he has an uncanny ability to make things infinitely worse, bro. That's just what he does.
Because the United States can't take care of daycare. Unacceptable, but let's watch it all. We can't take care of daycare. We're a big country. We have 50 states. We have all these other people. We're fighting wars. We can't take care of daycare. We have to take care of one thing, military protection.
I hate this nigga, bro.
Is this what you voted for? And if you say yes, you're lying. Do you know why I say that you're lying? Because what you voted for is a completely different promise. This one that he made in 2024 when he was asked if he would prioritize legislation to ensure access to daycare if elected.
Well, I would do that. It's a very important issue. Look, childcare is childcare. There's something you have to have it.
Bro, the problem is with a person like Donald Trump, he's never experienced having to deal with childcare from the financial aspect. He just always had it. Me, on the other hand, I remember, struggling to make that daycare payment sometimes. At the time, my oldest daughter, she's 14 right now, doing well, rock star, academic, literally the smartest kid in her school. I swear to God, I'm not lying. That one. It was weeks where I really had to beg the daycare owner to just give me until the next week when I got paid in order to do it. And I'm already 2 weeks behind and she was working with me. You get what I'm saying? So Donald Trump, he could never understand no shit like that.
This country, you have to have it. And we're going to make this into an incredible country that can afford to take care of its people. And then we'll worry about the rest of the world. Let's help other people. But we're going to take care of our country first. This is about America first.
You see, you voted for a man who is known for saying whatever he needs to say, to promise whatever he needs to promise until it's time to deliver, and then you're on your own. And you voted for him possibly twice, a man who now says that American families come second in his list, and more specifically, they come after a war.
Hey, I remember when you asked black people, what do you have to lose? You lost it. You lost affordable gas, healthcare, cheaper energy costs, insurance. You lost so much, bro. Damn. For the blacks who did vote for the nigga.
Of choice, by the way. Your family, your children, you're having to balance a job that does not pay enough, and daycare costs that are now in the thousands of dollars a month, that all comes second, after helping Israel settle its international scores. A president who, on one hand, tells you that you should have more babies, but on the other, that you're on your own, paying for thousands of dollars a year in daycare. But don't worry, he's got your back with this incredible $1,000 bonus. The $1,000 bonus that he promised would be $5,000. $1,000. According to my calculation, that should cover you for about 20 days.
Interesting work right there. Let's go to Gemini, Let's go to Gemini. As of today, how much money estimatedly has been spent on this conflict between the U.S. and Iran, since Donald Trump doesn't want to call it what it actually is, a war? Guys, we're going to skip right here. Epic Ferry. $31 billion to $47 billion. The first 24 hours, we spent $779 million. The first 6 days, $11.3 billion. First month, $27 to $28 billion. Projected through April, $47 billion. Okay, for shits and giggles, if we decided to use that money to build out infrastructure to help the average American family, what could we have done with that money? See, I be liking to walk y'all through. Oh, y'all can't even see this. I'm tripping. My bad. I was reading it for you, though. It is what it is. It's a classic guns versus butter scenario. If we take that $47 billion estimate for the first 2 months of the conflict and pivot it toward domestic infrastructure and family support, the impact is pretty staggering. When you look at the price tags of major American projects, here's what the money could actually buy for the average family. Modernizing the power grid. According to the recent JP Morgan and energy sector estimates, the U.S. needs about $100 billion per year to fully modernize the national power grid to prevent outages from extreme weather and low long-term costs. The trade-off. Those two months of conflict could have funded nearly 6 months of a total national grid overhaul, potentially lowering the average family's utility bills and ending rolling blackouts in vulnerable states. Universal preschool for every 4-year-old. Oh my God. In states like Colorado and New York, high quality universal pre-K estimated to cost around $10,000 to $19,000 per child. The trade-off, $47 billion, is enough to provide a full year of free high quality preschool for roughly 3.1 million children. That would essentially cover every single 4-year-old in the United States, saving the average family between $6,000 and $15,000 in child care costs annually. Guys, we don't even have to finish reading this shit, man. Damn, that is crazy.
For the Trump administration to begin a war with Iran with no plan, with the absolutely clearly foreseeable impact of rising fuel costs, is not just sort of the height of your responsibility, but it shows the recklessness that has its impact on Virginians. A lot of the bills that I've been signing related to healthcare costs. Like, that is not an immediate switch. I wish it were, but real movement in working to lower costs for Virginians. And then frankly, kind of the strong pivot there, one of the keys to affordability is having ample housing supply. A variety of housing bills, both on affordable housing, housing supply, that we've been moving forward, that I'm signing into law. Again, not immediate.
Yeah, bro. See, this the bullshit y'all be listening to right here. I can't do it, dog. As soon as I hear the bullshit, I got to turn it off, dog. Everybody in the comments cooking it. All I hear is blah, 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 blah. Somebody else says she going to tax this video. Worst governor. She's worried about costs, but introduced 50 new taxes. Come on, man. See these. You got to stop.
Tenderism. Can you do
for the Trump administration?
All right, guys. But look, I hope y'all enjoyed this video. I hope you learned something, man. For the sake of God, bro, please get you and your family ready and prepared for what's to come. Because, bro, listen, if you watching the news right now, listening to anything related to the geopolitics going on in the world, we cooked right now, bro. It is what it is.